In one of our barns, Petra found an old knackered knife with a rusty and damaged blade. We will give this old knife a new lease on life. Petra starts with removing the rust from the knife. She uses mesh sandpaper and WD-40. Now I start with the whetstones. First off with 180 grit to remove more of the rust and to remove the chipped parts of the blade until it's smooth again. With most of the rust removed, I continue with the whetstones. When the cutting edge of the knife is smooth and the big gaps in the metal are gone, I go to a slightly finer grit stone. The first one is 180 grit and very rough. It removes a lot of metal. From there I go to 600, which is still quite rough and more for shaping the blade. There was a bit too much rust left to our liking, so Petra now uses steel wool and vinegar to remove more of it. I will build up with the whetstones to 1000 grit, which will sharpen the blade and give it a workable edge. After that I'll go to 3000 to smoothen and sharpen it, and in the end I'll use a 6000 grit stone. This last step I normally do with a smooth 6000 grit rod, and does not sharpen it, but it helps the knife to stay sharp. It smoothens the outer tip of the knife, which prevents it from getting blunt. Petra is sanding the handle of the knife and putting tung oil on it. This is the last step in the renovation, almost ready to test the knife. The tomato was an overripe tomato waiting to be pasta sauce later in the evening, so I'm really happy with this result. There was a little hesitation in one spot of the blade with this onion, but that's smoothened out with next sharpening. Very content with this result, and we're actually using this knife now in the kitchen. Like this video and subscribe to our channel to see what else we might find, make and renovate here at Casa de Viva.